Hello, let's talk about the changes at the immigration office. I am a little bit late, but also I'm still seeing people that are wondering about what are the changes for the change of category from temporary resident to permanent. So let's talk about that. The two easiest ways before the new changes were either having an active RUC or having a university degree with an apostille. This has changed. The main reason is that Paraguay and the immigration office actually wants people that are living here in the country and constantly investing on improving Paraguay. There are some requirements that remain the same, while there are others that change drastically. So let's talk first about the RUC option. Before, only having a RUC compliant and everything was enough. Now it's not. Now you need to have an active RUC, you will need to have at least 3 months of tax returns before your application for the permanent residency, and you need to have like some kind of movements. Now, instead of just having a RUC compliant, you will need to also present your tax returns with movements here in Paraguay and at least the 3 last ones that you have presented before applying for your permanent residency. What this means? It means that you need to be issuing invoices for clients, companies that you work with, and you need to have some kind of income here in Paraguay, and you need to be paying taxes. They haven't stated a certain amount that you need to have for it, but of course it needs to be an amount that they can know that you are using to live in Paraguay. Now let's talk about the university degree. Before, you could present a university degree with an apostille and that will be it. Now you can still use it, but you need to do extra steps. You need to start like a process to verify your university degree in here. This can take up to 6 months, sometimes more. It always depends on government processing times. And that doesn't say that you are going to actually get the verification in it. Because here in Paraguay, sometimes what you study abroad doesn't have its equivalent here in Paraguay. So you can spend money on it, on the process, and try to get it, but it's not guaranteed. That's a very important thing, and why we believe that that's not a feasible option anymore. It's very funny to notice that actually the two most easiest ways to achieve or prove solvency for the permanent residency are the ones that has changed drastically right now. So let's talk about the other options that didn't actually change that much or didn't change at all. You also can prove solvency if you are a digital nomad using a work certificate. That's how we call it here in Paraguay. Most of you may know this document as a work letter or letter of confirmation for what I've been hearing from clients. This is a document that needs to have the logo of your company. It needs to have your personal details like full name, passport number. It needs to say your job position. It needs to say how much do you earn. Like it can be monthly, it can be annually, and it needs to state from where you are getting or in which account you are receiving this payment. And it also needs to have an apostille, of course. One very important thing is that if you are like self-employed, then you cannot issue this document for yourself. It's only for people that are working for companies abroad and they are receiving a salary. Another way that you can prove solvency with is if you are retired, for example, you can present a retirement document. It needs to be like officially issued by a government agency or a bank. In either way, it needs to say, again, your personal details, it needs to confirm that you are retired, it needs to say how much are you earning as a retirement fee, it needs to mention where you are receiving the funds. If it's through a bank, then the bank needs to issue these documents saying, yes, this person is retired and is receiving this amount of money in this account, and you also need to get it apostille, so it's valid here for the process. Another of the easiest way that you can apply for permanent residency is, for example, if you own or are part of a company here in Paraguay. It can be like a unipersonal EAS, and if you appear on the bylaws, then you can apply and use it as a proof of solvency for your permanent residency. That means that if your name appears on the bylaws as a shareholder, you can use that document as a proof. No problem with that, it's only presenting that document and that's it. There is also a new way to prove solvency, which is a little bit tricky because I don't think it's possible to comply with it at all. And it's for property owners. Now, if you own a property, then you can use the title of the property under your name as a proof of solvency. But the thing is that you need to have that title transferred to you for at least 2 years. Normally, you will be applying for permanent residency in 2 years, starting 3 months before your temporary residency expires, and there is no way that people can comply with this requirement because since you start the temporary residency process, it can take months to get your documents, and after that, let's say that you are buying a property, it takes months again for you to get the title transfer under your name. But it's an option in case you have, for example, invested in some kind of property before you are granted with your temporary residency. Let's talk about dependents. Dependents still the same. In case you have like a spouse that cannot prove solvency, then you can again present your marriage certificate with an apostille, and they can use your proof of solvency as theirs, so they don't have to present another thing. Another important thing that changed under the new resolution, before kids needed to prove that they were enrolled in school. Now it says that it's only for applicants above 18 or from 18 years old. Is it unclear yet if the kids that are under that age, that if they will need to present again some kind of document that they are enrolled, because it clearly states that it's only for people above the 18-year-old mark. There are, of course, other categories that you can check at the immigration website, but these are the most important and the most useful ones that I wanted to mention because it's what clients normally use. And this information may be useful for you if you fall under any of these categories. Now, some important information as well is that you can apply for your permanent residency starting 3 months before your temporary residency expires. Keep in mind that is the TR card, the yellow one issued by the immigration office. It's not the cédula, because per law the cédula is valid for the same amount of time that the TR. It doesn't matter if it has like a later issuing date. So keep this in mind. You are eligible to apply starting 3 months before it expires, and also if you have complied with the requirement of being in Paraguay within 1 year from your last exit since you have applied for the temporary residency. How this works: for example, if you come in August 15 to apply for your temporary residency and you exit the country in August 17, that means that you need to come back before August 17th, 2027, and come back again before the last you exit that second time, so you are eligible for the permanent residency. This is one of the things that have changed in March, and it was reinforced again in April. Unfortunately, this is a requirement that changed so suddenly that many of the people that had applied for the TR and were supposed to apply for the permanent residency didn't comply anymore. And in case this is your case, what you can do is renew your temporary residency again for 2 years and wait again those 2 years, of course, to apply for the permanent residency. This is the time that the temporary residency is renewed for, and you have that time to comply with the new requirements for the permanent residency. One important thing about this is that you can only do this one time. It's not like if you don't have the requirements to apply for the permanent residency that you can just renew every time your temporary residency for 2 years. It can only be done one time, and later you either cancel your residency or they will cancel your residency, or you need to apply already for the permanent residency. Once you are granted with the permanent residency, you need to come back every 3 years from your last exit date to keep your resident status. The permanent residency, of course, is lifetime, but you have to renew your IDs every 10 years. Please keep in mind that if there's anything that is not listed specifically on the immigration office site, then it's not possible to use it as a proof of solvency. That means you cannot issue your own work letter as a self-employed. You cannot deposit your money into any bank here in Paraguay to prove solvency. So be very careful if someone tells you that this is possible.